Hi, I'm Mike Corbin of Smart Service, and we're going to talk about brakes today. For our example, I went next door to one of our big box stores to purchase some brakes, and we're going to be comparing what's out there in the aftermarket compared to what we use here at Smart Service in the Subaru world. Now, the first thing we have is we're going to look at where they're made, which this set is made in China. Let's see what we have inside here. So we've got a few nice brand new anti-rattle clips, look like they're probably stainless steel. A nice shrink wrap set of pads. Can't really take them apart too far, but they appear to have some sort of anti-rattle backing plates on them. And that is the entry-level version brake pad that is available. Now let's look at their ceramic select. Looks like these are made in India. And let's see what these come with here. Okay, so these also come with some anti-rattle clips, which are important to put on your brake calipers to minimize noise and squeal. And then you've got, looks like a reasonably cut pad. It comes with a little anti-squeal tab on it, so when they get worn out, it will rub on the brake rotor and cause it to make noise, so you know when your brakes are worn out. Also comes with a little backing plate there to help make the brakes quiet if for some reason there's vibration. And then let's move on to what we use here at Smart Service is the genuine Subaru brake pads. If you notice here, we have made in Japan. This is all we've ever used at Smart Service, very good quality. So first thing you notice when we open it here, it comes with a nice little set of instructions. These instructions actually just help explain how to install the anti-squeal plates or clips that go on the back of the brake pad, and there's also some little lubricant you put in between, so it describes a little bit about that. So that's the first part of that. They don't come with any kind of clips or backing plate on them, but if you compare the two here, very similar. Looks like probably a higher quality stainless little squealer on there. Normally it's hard to tell, but the cut on these brakes is a little bit finer on the Subaru one, and they tend to just fit better in the brake caliper. The aftermarket pads can move around a little bit. They don't have the exact same dimensions, and it might only be a few thousandths of an inch, but the Subaru ones always fit exactly perfect in the calipers. Let's see what else we have in the kit here. So we got our brake pads, obviously 4 brake pads, and there's another little piece of paper. All right, so you'll notice in this anti-rattle kit, we have a lot more going on. Okay, here we had the clips, which both manufacturers there have provided. In this Subaru kit, these of course are brand new. Then you'll notice the layers that we have. This almost has like a little Teflon coating on it, which ends up going on the brake pad first. And then on top of that, the next plate that would go on would be this stainless plate. In between there, they supply you with this grease, which goes in between those two plates, so it'll help minimize the squeal. And what we like to do at Smart Service, just to add some additional protection from any kind of brake noise, is this is kind of a latex compound that we rub on the very outside of this shim when it's all done and installed, and that actually absorbs a little bit more vibration to just make sure you don't have any kind of squeals, because brakes can squeal from time to time. That's about our brake pad information portion of this. Now I'd like to go on to brake calipers. On a Subaru, your brake calipers are the most important part, as far as these will squeeze together as you depress the brake, and these pistons will extend out and squeeze down. And I'm going to set a set of brake pads in here just to give you an idea. They would be sitting like this. The brake rotor would be in between here, and it will squeeze down on that. And sometimes over the years, these pistons are a moving part that are pushed out hydraulically, and they can stick. But I would like to tell you, it's very, very rare on a Subaru in the Pacific Northwest for those ever to stick. They do not get very corroded. This is one of the worst ones I've seen in a while. But the reason I'm describing this is because there are aftermarket shops out there that have a tendency to sell you a brake job And on top of that, they will then recommend you put on brake calipers. Now, from my experience, this is one of the worst things you can do if your original calipers are still working fine. These aftermarket brake calipers put on by some of the tire stores and things like that, we see come in very frequently, and after a year or two, these pistons are stuck in the extended position and the brake pads are clamped down on the brake rotor, causing the brakes to overheat. So, of course, what we have to do is take off those old calipers, buy them brand new calipers from Subaru, so now they've spent twice as much money in a situation where if they would have gone to an experienced Subaru specialist, they would know that you're going to get brake pads, you're going to get brake rotors either machined or replaced, and in a rare case you'll get a brake caliper. But for the most part, those should be good for the life of the car. So that really pretty much concludes what I have for you on our brakes today. So I hope you just keep an eye on your brakes from time to time. Usually every 6 months is a good time to take a peek at your brakes. Every oil change or every oil service that you're here, we will take a peek at your brakes for you, just so you have an idea of what percentage you have along the way. Over and out.